I've noticed a huge difference in my length retention since I started stretching my natural hair. So I'm going to be sharing all the benefits you're going to get from stretching your natural hair, not just only in your length retention, but in the overall health of your hair. So keep watching for all those benefits. There's been a significant change in my breakage since I started stretching my natural hair. I experienced less breakage, less tangles, and it has absolutely helped in my length retention. When it comes to having a type 4 hair, we experience so much tangles and so much knots because of how curly our hair is. So I always wanted an alternative, and stretching my natural hair has helped in actually making my hair process very easy, and I experience less breakage when I do this. So because of how tightly curly our hair is, like our curls are very tight, you can experience tangles, fairy knots, like knots, single strand knots. And trust me when I say stretching your hair helps to reduce that. And who doesn't want to reduce breakage? If you're reducing your breakage, you're actually increasing your length retention. So that is one major benefit when it comes to stretching your natural hair. If you're someone that likes wearing their natural hair out more than being in a protective hairstyle, this next benefit will be so good for you. Because of how our type 4 curly hair is, like our curls are tightly packed, it doesn't allow our natural oils to travel down easily our hair shaft, thereby reducing your moisture retention. So stretching your hair actually allows your natural oils to travel more easily down your hair shaft, thereby promoting a better moisture retain. And one thing about natural hair, it loves moisture. So if you can get your natural oils to travel down the length of your hair better, it really makes a huge difference, and your moisture retention is just increasing. So that's another huge benefit that I'm sure you didn't know about. This next benefit really helped me a lot. Stretching your hair helps to monitor your ends. Like when I say your ends are the most important part of your hair, because if you're focused on length retention, if your ends are dead or gone, you wouldn't know, because when your hair is in a curly like trunk state, you won't know your ends are dead and you won't notice your split ends, and that can cause huge breakage in your hair. So when you stretch out your hair, you can tell when your ends are gone and when you need a trim. So last year I stretched out my hair and I noticed like my ends were gone, and I gave myself a huge cut, and that really helped in my hair health. Like my hair health was top, and once your hair is healthy, it's going to grow. You'll be able to retain more length, because if your ends are gone and you're keeping on, like you're holding on to those dead ends, they're causing more harm to your hair. Your hair is going to break a lot, because of the split ends will run through the length of your hair and cause more breakage, and that's going to reduce your length retention. So this really helped in my length retention. Like my hair grew more because I started stretching my hair out, and I can tell when I need a trim and when my hair is good. So stretching your hair helps to also notice when your ends are like gone or when you need to start taking care of your hair more. The next benefit is that when your hair is stretched out, it makes it easier for you to do whatever protective hairstyle, especially if you are someone that makes their hair themselves. Like I make my hair myself, so anything that can make it easier for me to finish up my hair faster and also just to make my hair look nice, I would go for it. So I started stretching my hair out before I put in my protective hairstyle, and it has made my making process so much easier. My hair is easier to manage, it's easy to comb, it's easy to do whatever I want to do. Like the styling process is easier. Like when I want to part my hair, it's so much easier. I don't experience tangles, I don't experience breakage. It just helps to reduce all of that. So it really helps in your styling process. Like when you're putting in your protective hairstyle, it makes a huge difference. I started stretching my hair out before I do my twist, and it makes my twist fuller. It makes it like I get the full length of my hair, and my hair doesn't like shrink up like when I do my protective hairstyle, my twist. It just makes it fuller and I can see my full length, and I just love how it looks. So it really helps that process. Like when I'm making my hair, it helps to reduce that breakage, it makes it easier to manage, and it just helps to improve the overall hairstyle. So that's another benefit. I talked about how stretching my hair has really helped in my length retention, so I'm going to explain how I was able to achieve that. During my styling process, I'm able to reduce tangles, knots, which can lead to breakage. So when I'm styling my hair, I always stretch it. Like anytime I'm doing a protective hairstyle, I'm stretching my hair. So I've able to reduce that breakage. So when I'm reducing breakage, I'm actually retaining more length. Overall, since I started stretching my hair, I've seen tremendous change in my length retention, and it's just something I don't see myself stopping in my protective hairstyle, in my styling process, in my overall hair. Like stretching my hair really makes a huge difference. So I'm also going to be sharing some things you should look out for when you're stretching your hair, because this is something you can do incorrectly and you can actually damage your hair. So I'm going to be sharing some tips when you want to actually stretch your hair to avoid any form of damage or breakage, because you can easily do that. When choosing a stretching method you want to go with, I would always say go for a method that minimizes tension and heat damage to your hair. So you want to also focus on the health of your hair. So I would always recommend you doing braid out, twist out, or African threading. But if you want to go with a blow dryer, I will always say go on a low heat. Like do it in low heat and always put in your heat protectant. I would say go for any method that reduce that tension. So for your threading method, you can easily cause tension to your scalp. So make sure that you're not too tight. Like don't make it too tight on your scalp. You can cause breakage. So for each method, you have to be careful. Like try and reduce tension and manipulation to your scalp. And also for the blow dryer, try and use it on a low heat. Like you need to make sure that whatever method you're using, you're careful with your hair. You want to also maintain the health of your hair. Like the health of your hair is very, very important. So whatever stretching method or technique you're using, make sure that you're really careful to avoid heat damage, tension, manipulation, which can lead to breakage. And if you get heat damage, you have to cut it off. So be very careful when you're choosing or picking any method at all. Another thing is that do not overstretch your hair. While stretching is very beneficial, avoid excessive manipulation that could lead to breakage. So you do not want to be stretching your hair every time. It's not every week you're stretching your hair. It's not every day you're stretching your hair. Please try and do it in intervals. I only stretch my hair when I'm putting my hair in a protective hairstyle, and I change my protective hairstyle 3 months. Like I keep whatever protective hairstyle I have on for 3 months, and that's how another way I've been able to retain more length, because I'm reducing manipulation and tension, which is reducing breakage, and I'm retaining more length. So I stretch my hair a total of 4 times in a year. So do not overstretch your hair. It can cause so much damage. Like you don't want the opposite of the reason why stretching your hair is beneficial. So with something that is very good, like anything that is good, too much of it can be bad. So try and not overdo this. It's not something that you be doing every single time. Like I mentioned, I only stretch my hair 4 times in a year. So with that information, know what you're going to do to your hair. Don't go and cause heat damage or cause manipulation and breakage and just ruin the health of your hair. So please, please, please do not overdo this. I'm begging. The last and important thing is moisturizing your hair. Like because you're stretching your hair, that doesn't mean you're not going to moisturize your hair. I do a full routine before I actually stretch out my hair. It makes my hair not to be dry, and it makes my stretching process, like my hair is not stiff. You don't want stiff hair. You know what I'm saying when I mean by stiff hair? Your hair is not moving. So make sure that you're doing your routine. Like I wash my hair, I deep condition, I go in with my moisture routine. So my hair is moisturized, and then I go in with stretching my hair with whatever method I'm doing, whether it's African threading, twist out, braid out, and also blow out. Like if I want a quicker result, I go with blowout. If I want a longer result, I go with twist, braid out, or African threading. But one thing to note is that I did my African threading with my full routine, but I didn't allow it to dry properly. So the next day I took out my African threading, so my moisture, like there was still moisture in my hair, so it made my hair revert back. So if you're doing African threading, I'll recommend that you actually leave it for like 3 days, 4 days. Let it marinate a little bit. Let your hair get dry a little bit. Not dry in the sense that your hair is dry, but the moisture level should reduce. That it's more of like my hair is moisturized, not my hair is wet. You know that line in between that. That's the like the perfect middle you want to be in between. Like, that's what I mean. So make sure that you also moisturize your hair. Your hair thrives on moisture, so because you're stretching out your hair, that doesn't mean your hair has to be dry. It's going to break if it's dry hair breaks. So make sure that you still have a good moisture routine when you're doing your stretching process. Here are some popular stretching methods that I didn't also talk about. So Bantu knot is another way you can stretch out your hair. I forgot to mention Bantu knot, so I'm adding Bantu knot to the list of stretch out, like easy way to stretch out your natural hair. I mentioned before braid out, twist out, African threading, and low heat styling. Please, low heat with your heat protectant. So yeah, that's going to be all for this video. I really hope it was helpful, because stretching out your hair should be something you should try out, and please don't overdo it. So that's all for this one, and I'll see you guys in my next one. If you have any questions concerning stretching out your hair or any other concerns or issues you're facing, or like for my 3 months challenge that I'm currently on, if you have any questions concerning that, and if you don't know about it, please subscribe so you get updated on my 3 months challenge. I mentioned before, that's another way I'm able to retain more length on my hair and actually grow my natural hair. So if you want more updates on that, subscribe so you get updated on that. And that's going to be all for this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Love you guys, and bye.